Hello students, I would like to make this video based on the Math Excel assignment questions on piecewise functions. We'll start from there and see how it goes. So now the first question that I selected here is the ninth question in the Math Excel assignment, where you have to evaluate the piecewise function x squared, 1 and 3x plus 2 in f of x. So here you see the three choices are f of negative 4, f of 0 and f of 1. So all you have to do here is to see where this particular x value will go in one of these, right? So since negative 4 is less than 0, you would pick this function, which is x squared. If f of 0, the x value is 0, so definitely you would take the second function. F of 1 you would definitely take because x is greater than 0, which is 1 is greater than 0, so you would pick the third function. So for f of negative 4, I would pick the first one, which is f of x squared. So f of x squared, f of x equals x squared, so f of negative 4 equals negative 4x squared. So remember to put the parentheses around, because if you write it as negative 4 squared, you are not squaring the negative, meaning this will become negative 16, which is the wrong answer. So don't do that, please. Always cover the negatives with parentheses. So this negative 4 squared is actually 16, and so 16 is your answer. All right, so that's one question I picked. Let's go to the next. Okay, the next function is, so I picked the 10th question. You may not be able to see the question number. It's f of x equals x, and if x is not equal to 0, and f of x equal to 1 if x equal to 0. First find the domain, locate the intercepts, graph the function, and so on and so forth. For me to answer this question, I would definitely want to graph first. So on your scratch paper, you would first try to draw it so we can know what is the domain, okay? Even though their order is first domain. So I would just make a small sketch of this. So this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So what he's saying is f of x is equal to x, but x at x is when x is not equal to 0, meaning it takes all the values of the infinity, all real numbers, except for 0. That's what it means. So that means it's not going to take the value at the origin, but everything around it. So that's how f of x equal to x would be. Okay, this is f of x equal to x. And the other thing is he's saying if x equal to 0, at the point x equal to 0, it is a constant line. But that is the only place where the line is, which means the next might be is just this one. So it's going to, so this is valid. This f of x equal to 0 is valid for the value 1. Meaning if you now see the domain is for function x is all real numbers except for 0, but the second function is defined at x equal to 0, meaning all the values in the real number system is possible for the domain. So that's why the domain of the function is all real numbers. Your answer must be in interval notation. So it is negative infinity to infinity. Okay. Now he's saying locate any intercepts. See, as you see, the x-intercept is not there because the x value is not equal to 0 for the first function. And for, I mean, the x-intercept is not there for the first function, but for the second function, both x and y-intercepts are here. So the only intercept with regards to the second function would be 0, 1. Okay, now he's asking to choose the graph. You just drew the graph, so it is definitely D, isn't it? This is not because the slope is different, but here the slope is 1, so this is the right answer. Not this, not this. Okay. Now, the range of the function. If you see the range, now you're looking at the y-axis for range. The lowest value is negative infinity. The highest value is 0. Is also positive infinity, my bad. But the thing is, it cannot be defined at y equal to 0. You have to be careful. And he wants the answer in interval notation. So, which means that you're starting from bottom up for range. Bottom up. So at the bottom, it's negative infinity and it goes until 0, but it's not touching 0, right? That's why I put open intervals. It's not included. Now you have to say union because the other section is from 0 through infinity. Okay, there are two sections. Just because 0 is not included, we have to write this big interval notation. Okay, I hope this helps. The last part is f continuous on its domain? Select the correct choice below, and if necessary, fill the answer box to complete your choice. So, um, I I couldn't capture the last part of the question here, but that's okay. Here it is not continuous in its domain because definitely for the first function it is getting a break here, right, at x equal to 0. So we cannot say it is continuous. It's definitely a no. It's discontinuous, and it is discontinuous at discontinuous continuous at x is equal to 0. Okay, so that's the next question. Let's move on to another question in a Okay, now this question here, the graph of a piecewise defined function is given. Write the definition of the function that best describes this graph. So here now graph is given, you have to pull out the piecewise function. So as soon as you see this, you will definitely see that this is not an absolute value. Please mind that because the graph is not symmetric. They both have different slopes and which we have to find out right now. So looking at the first function here, the slope is definitely rise over run, which is 3 over 1, and also it has a negative slope. It's coming down. So it's the slope is negative 3x, that is f of x. The intercept is 0, so I don't have to say plus 0. If, now for what values is this valid? If you see the x value at this point is negative 1 to 0, isn't it? So from negative 1 to 0. Okay, that's the left piece of the function. Now let's move on to the right piece. So here it would be, the slope would be rise over run 3 over 2 and it has a positive slope. So it is just 3 over 2x. This is negative 3x and this is 3 over 2x. If x is between 0 and the highest x value is 3. Sorry, 2, my bad. 2. Okay, so that's it. The next function question is here the word problem, which I'm choosing to do because it is pretty simple. A telephone company offers a monthly cellular phone plan for $39.99. It includes 300 anytime minutes plus 0.25 and for minute for additional minutes. So all that is fine. He has given the functions. So all you have to do is look at the value here, compute the monthly cost if these are the minutes that are used. So for 160 minutes, 160 lies in this function between 0 and 300. So you would pick the $39.99. And so for 355 and so on. So I don't want to do everything, but I'm just giving you an idea. If anything above 300, you would pick the second function and substitute it. Actually, let's do the second one, B. You have to just see that, see, 355 is greater than 300. So you just have to substitute that in the second function. Minus 3501. You can use your handy dandy calculator. Looks like it'll come around $53.74. Okay. Okay, so I hope this helps. Let me know your feedback about this particular video. Thank you so much for watching.